Good afternoon. Oscar Giovanni, Imaginación 96.1, Andino, Venezuela. These were 19 tough minutes. There was a red card that is normal in football, but was there anything of concern for you on Venezuela's side until that minute? And may you share with us the huddle or your pep talk in the locker room? Well, as you mentioned, Ecuador possessed the ball more in those first 20 minutes, and knowing that Ecuador was going to cross the ball and they were going to be in a better position given how they started. And then after Ener was sent off, well, it's complicated because you never know who has the advantage. If it's going to be more complicated for the team playing with 10 or 11. And we had one more man and we had to wait for the right opportunity. We had to be calm, avoid being anxious, and in the second half, I made the decision to make 2 substitutions, and the guys that went in gave their best, and I told them the same thing, that we had to wait, be calm, and wait for the right opportunity, and also to keep up the pace. And I'm really happy because this shows that this is an entire squad. These are not only 11 players. You have great players on the bench, and that's what happened. Coach Batista Majo Gavilanes for El Canal del Fútbol. I want to differentiate between a head coach and a strategist. I think that is clear from your leading, and you were able to show that with substitutions and your game plan. How do you project that to the following matches against Jamaica and Mexico and the potential qualification of Venezuela to the next stage? Well, we all head coaches try, and sometimes we manage to achieve a result. I think the players measured up and they were the ones that won this game. But it's a thing of possibilities. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't. And we know that we have a very important match ahead with Mexico, and we don't go beyond that. We're very centered, and we know that each match is a final, and we have to start preparing as of tomorrow, and we have to try to keep this same peace of mind. Eduardo Vidal for FM Center. What did you see in the first half to then change the game plan and play with 2 attackers on the flanks? And what made you think we had to have 2 forwards? Well, after the red card in Ecuador, we knew that they were going to play in the back and that we had the chance to leave some open spaces. And in the first half, we knew we had to play on the flanks very much because Ecuador was going to close down and close all the pass lines, and the midfield was going to be complicated. So we just wanted to carry the ball and try to make it through the flanks. And we were able to achieve what we set ourselves to do in the first half after the substitutions. Rodrigo from Agencia Fran Press. The press in Brazil is talking a lot about the size of the field. They are smaller than usual. Did you know that? Did that impact your strategy or the Venezuela's football? Small in size? Well, no, I did not notice anything in particular. The turf was in great condition. I know that in some other matches that wasn't the case. So, and I think that the measurements are the right ones for a pitch. So I did not notice anything odd. Coach, congratulations on the victory for Solomex here. A month ago, you mentioned to me that the toughest game was against Ecuador as a home team in a scoreless game. What did you modify for this opener in Copa America? And did you picture that these two substitutions were going to score? As I told your colleague, well, sometimes you try and it comes to fruition, and sometimes it doesn't. And it's great to see the level of commitment of our subs, and they got the chance and they were able to score, and we won. But of course, Ecuador is a very strong national team. They have very fast players of great quality, and if you are not ready to receive them in the back line, or they play really well. They cross the ball, they play on the flanks, and on the first minutes they were doing better than us. And of course, after the red card given to Valencia, they started playing behind the ball line. And I mentioned this yesterday, every match is different. And after that sending off, the game changed its nature. Ecuador changed its strategy and started playing in the back, and we had the tranquility to wait for the right moment. Congratulations on the victory, Eric Ramirez from Rayo Andino. What is your take on Cristian Cáceres' game? He was the midfielder that was most free. Well, we were not finding the ball, and behind their midfielders, Caicedo, for instance, we know they play very well, but sometimes they open a space for you, and he was not finding himself or not feeling very comfortable. He had a great spell in Toulouse, and we know how much he can do in that position. And but then we had to make a decision, and he came out. But we know what he's capable of achieving. Two more questions. Yes, coach. Now, Floresis was crying. I thought I saw that in the end of the game. What does it say about the group and about his injury and the last spell in Sao Paulo, and what he was able to bring to the team? Yes, he was a bit emotional. He was happy we won. He was happy that we were able to challenge the other team for the points after an injury, and that is normal for players that have to be outside the pitch for 7-8 months being injured. And what happened to him could happen to any human being. Football players are human beings, and they have feelings, and I think that allowed him to release some tension. Last question, Montoño for F. Now we have to face Mexico, and it is a time of modifications for and changes for Mexico. What is your take on our next opponent? Congratulations on the victory. Well, the three opponents are tough to us, and Mexico has great players. We know it's going to be a difficult match. These are tight games. These are games where no one gives away opportunities, and we will probably be playing at a stadium with many Mexican fans, but we need to think about our Venezuela team and how to prepare for the match, how to play the 90 or 95 minutes that we'll play. But I know it's going to be difficult as every other match, and I hope that we can prepare well for it. Thank you, Fernando.